Hey, Soul Survivors. So we are back live again on this, what day is it? Monday. Got through another day at school, and I am in Michigan. They're talking about a heat wave shutting down some of the schools already. So it's kind of a little bit crazy. Looking forward to Labor Day weekend. And I just picked a topic. We can talk about whatever you guys would like to, but I picked the topic. Why do we get so wrapped up in the new supply? Why do we feel, what was wrong with me? Why wasn't I good enough? And the healthy way is not really to think that way, to understand that we're trying to search for answers. And when you're dealing with a narcissist, things are so different. And if you see a lot of the people that come to these channels, they are searching and searching, sometimes for years, because it's so hard to comprehend because of that cognitive dissonance that we're going through. We got lots of people joining us. We got Scott and TJ. Jack is here, and lit. Good to have everybody. How's everybody's day going? We're just going to open the conversation, and I can't stay on too long. I ended up sleeping all day again, still kind of struggling. Richard and Justin, nice to have everybody. And the big eye green. Is that what it was? And beyond bionic, lots of different people. So feel free to share that love and get more people into the chat so we can talk. I am trying to get to 10,000 followers, so help me out. Give me a follow along. But good to have everybody. And Andrew and Marcus, a lot of different people. Manuel, Herman, and Drew, Ryan, Jimmy, so many people. So good to have everybody here. And we're doing great with growing the channel. And I've been trying to log in at least once a day. And hello, Tony. How's it going? I love hearing where you guys are from. The more you guys comment, the more the channel grows. It's just the way the algorithm works. Don't worry, be happy. I feel you on that. That reminds me of a story. We were driving when I was younger. Good. I am doing good, Tony. Thank you. Don says hi. Hi, Don. Nice to have you here. And so we were driving down to, I think, Myrtle Beach, actually. And so they had the Don't Worry, Be Happy song on, and my dad loves that song. And the next song, my dad was super, super strict. The next song was George Michael, I Want Your Sex. So all of a sudden the radio goes off. But that's my Don't Worry, Be Happy song memory. But good to have everybody. So are you guys struggling with the heat wave? It's supposed to get, they're saying like up to 105 in Michigan, which is crazy. Homework helper. I'm a teacher. Thank you for that. That is fantastic. Sierra, if you're in Michigan and need a job, we need more tutors at my school. I teach English as a second language. And Hunka, what is your name? Hunka. Richard, a lot of people here. But a lot of people who have dealt with narcissistic or abusive relationships, they go through this rumination stage. And feel free to open the chat up. But why do we ruminate? Because, a part of our brain, it's interesting. We're kind of wired. I used to live in Tennessee. I used to live in Antioch, Laverne, and Murfreesboro. So more likes attract more viewers. So they're saying, keep it up. And Denise said, oh, thank you for sharing the live, Denise. That definitely helps. I love it when you guys do that. Lost soul. Oh my goodness. Lost soul. What's up with that? Bill is here, and Brian, Mickey. Because there's a lot of lost souls out there where we're struggling to get back to our happy place. And thank you, Travis, for the follow. You guys are fantastic. I do want to get to 10,000. I was supposed to do that over this summer. I didn't go live enough. So but we are on the upswing and I love it. Cable maker and surfer. Hi, Mimi. So Mimi, is your ear infection doing better? Good to have you here. And, each new day is a fresh start. Sometimes we have really bad days. The more you rest enough, not too much, because then you kind of get stuck in like a depression mode. It is good to get that body pumping, but there are times that we need that extra rest. Homework helper says we are wired to 8. Ruminate, contemplate, investigate, populate. You're right. I like that. I never thought about that. You are a good homework helper. You can help me. So thank you for sharing that. You're right. We are wired. Dictate, procrastinate. I never thought of that. You're right. Mimi says, I think it's gone. Good. I like hearing that. Yeah, sometimes, same with emotional struggles. Sometimes we have to wait for them to heal. So, like I said, she had pretty bad ear infection. Sometimes we need help. She needed antibiotics. Sometimes, you might want to do a one-on-one, keep coming to these chats, talk to a therapist or a social group. But sometimes you just got to give it time. Home work says not the most enjoyable area there. In Michigan, is that what you're saying? Because I'll agree. Or the 8. You say when we're in the 8. What do you mean by the not the most enjoyable? But yeah, Michigan, it's going to be super, super hot. Are you guys going through a heat wave? And I love getting to know you guys. We're building a community here. A lot of you come back to the channel, which feels really good. And I hope you guys interact, get to know each other too, because it's hard making friends. I was just reading this one lady. She's like, what is wrong with me? And we need to stop going to the what is wrong with me. So what she did, she said, I was at Walmart and I had this conversation with the person at the deli. And so it was really good discussion. The person opened up about their boyfriend. They were just kind of talking. And so she's like, hey, what's your Facebook? I'd like to connect with you on Facebook. And the lady gave her the wrong name. And she was really hurt. She's like, why am I so awkward? She posts a picture of her crying. And she's like, what is wrong with me? And sometimes, based on people's traumas or apprehensions is why people turn other people away. They could have had a good connection. And, maybe she thought the lady was hitting on her, made her uncomfortable based on previous or just something out of the blue that they're not used to. Maybe she's not used to women talking to her because I don't think the lady wanted anything intimate with her. But we're not used to people wanting to be friends with us. That's how shut down society has been. Mimi says, I don't think I'm going to give up. Awesome. But I'm still thinking about it. So this is the thing. We have to take power over our thoughts. You have an amazing future ahead. There's going to be ups and downs. There will be ups and downs, but you got to have faith. So, those are thoughts that pop into our head, but, like you have people that love you. And, sometimes when we're down, we have to think what is really missing. I know you're going through a stressful time. You were talking about changing schools. Is that something that your father decided or, and only share what you're comfortable with? I completely understand that. Because, we have to remember too, sometimes our emotions can be exacerbated by hormones or exhaustion or different stressors, or if we're struggling with some mental health. Colby says, if no one's told you, people are proud of you. Keep shining and being amazing. See, Mimi, just keep coming in here. You got friends who want to talk to you. Yeah, she was pretty down yesterday. And you're a little bit better today too, and I don't think your antibiotics did this, but we also do have to be aware there are some medications, or even if you're taking more than one medication, that can kind of throw you off too. So yeah, definitely don't give up. You got people who care about you. And there's times that, people don't even realize the difference they're making in other people's lives. You have a purpose and we don't always see that. But, somewhere someone's talking about you, and I reached out to you today. I was thinking about you. So there's going to be a lot of people that you touch that you might not even know. I bet you didn't know I was really thinking about you. Mimi says, well, this down is really bad. I get it. I get it. And we have to start learning some coping mechanisms. It's harder at your age. We have to realize it is harder at your age. You're still learning to navigate things. And as your body's changing, I went through some stages when I was pregnant. So also when you're pregnant, your hormones are different too. But I got cranky. I got really cranky. Not all the time, but I remember this is out of character. Sometimes you'll act out of character. And, you hear a lot of women where they're like, I couldn't even stand myself. And like, oh, I started my period. Okay, life's good. So sometimes it is hormone related, but there's one time, not that I'm proud of this, but this is what I did. I was pregnant and it was like 8.5 months pregnant. I went to the store with my sister to kind of get like some diapers and stuff, getting ready. And I come back out and my car is really closed in by the next car. Now, I was pretty lucky. I wasn't super big pregnant. Plus, I am fairly thin in the stomach area. But I mean, it was so close. And so for me to get in, it was like pulling my stomach up or my shirt up. It was so hard to get in. And I was angry. So I had this urge. You just get these angry urges. And yeah, I took lipstick out and I wrote, "I'm an ass." Shouldn't have done that, but that's what I did. I knew not to key the car. I don't want to do permanent damage. I shouldn't have done that anyways, but statute of limitations up on that one. But that's out of character. Like normally I'd be like, whatever. And I would have been a better problem solver. I would have gone in on the other side, little things like that. So, I know, Mimi, and then the changes too. You said that you weren't too excited about switching schools, but we can look at it as it sucks, and then it probably will suck. Or if we can kind of focus on this is a fresh new start, and it takes time, but you're probably going to make a lot more friends. It is a fresh start, and sometimes that's super helpful. Thank you for sharing the live, my user 663. And yeah, you are. But what am I? Thank you for joining. I was thinking about you, Mimi. I think about you, and I even reached out. I thought about you last night and did the little request. Saw that you followed me back, so I was able to contact you to check in on you because before we weren't connected. You had a private account, so you'd be surprised how much I think about you. So you are loved. And we got Greg and Eric. Verdicts? No, I'm not sure how to say that. Who dat, David? Jason, Cody, lots of people. Cut. If you need a boyfriend, I'm very cheap. Oh my goodness. Boyfriends sometimes, if you're not in the right state of mind, be in the right state of mind before you have a boyfriend. Definitely don't pay for a boyfriend. Oh my gosh. Never pay for a boyfriend. And Mimi, thank you for liking the live. You've been a great follower. And Doc, what's up? Cheerios, Granny. You guys keep calling me a grandma. That's okay. I got 2 grandchildren. I'll take it as a compliment. I was thinking about that. Angry Nick. Oh, why are you so angry? And that's interesting. Your name says angry. And Cheerios, like goodbye. That's fine. But do you see like the anger? Like they will put it on to other people. So I ain't following along. I'm not joining your little pity party, but you are welcome here. But there's positive vibes. And Brian is here. Nice to have all these people. You're always upset. And Angry Nick, I want to be serious with you. Do you know why you're always upset? Did you have some hard things in your life? Or are you frustrated? Because that might be something that you want to address because, in all seriousness, you didn't hurt my feelings, but those angry statements or those little digs can push people away. And, a lot of times we want to connect with someone, but we let the anger overtake us. And that just takes away good people from your life, or you overreact about everything. Do you deal with anger issues? Because there are times, if you've had a traumatic childhood or different things, sometimes even overindulgence where your parents coddled you a little too much, but there's something that's going on that is triggering you because when we overreact, it's almost like either we're overstimulated or, have been so frustrated that, either talking it through or taking a time out, you got beat a lot. Yeah. Are you physical? Like, do you struggle not to touch people? Because that does damage your brain. And there's ways to rewire your brain. I want you to have a fantastic life. You also have to be careful because even just going, hey, I want to talk to you. If I don't want you touching me and you just said, hey, like you're not beating me, but that could be considered an assault. So, I do want to get into that. Thank you for the love. And Mimi, do you have school tomorrow? Do you think maybe you should get some sleep? What time is it there? 8 o'clock? It's okay to go to bed early. I think it's 8 where you're at. But you see it a lot where people are like, I'm not going to be like my parents. And then they do exactly what the parent does. So if you were beat a lot, you have to realize that um, it's almost like a predisposure, and you don't want to go down that getting assault charges. So Mimi is pretty, see, and she's beautiful. So Angry Nick says you are beautiful, Mimi. And Kyle, oh my gosh, Kyle, you got some anger issues too? Fight me right now. See what's it with the instigating? There's something to all these little things that you guys say, just so you know. I'm certified to teach psychology, and I love seeing what you guys I can see through your words. So, sometimes we say it jokingly, but sometimes we mean it in a subtle way. But see, there's kindness to you. And you see how she responded to you? That's how you start building relationships. And when we struggle with anger issues, be really careful not to indulge in things like drinking or other things, if you know what I mean. Because there's a lot of stuff going on in your brain. And once we start practicing different ways to have better coping mechanisms, it kind of takes the pressure off. Also knowing when to walk away. And sometimes, when we're in like a parent-child relationship, as the child, you can't just leave. So super frustrating. But as adults, we have some control over where we go in our lives. So Mimi says, I'm not going to school tomorrow. Okay, so you'll be able to get some rest. Try not to stay home too much unless you absolutely need to. You don't want to get behind. That causes extra stress, but I get it. You've been kind of sick and getting ready to change schools. Do you know when you're changing? Are you changing for sure? And sometimes too, the people we hang out with. So Angry Nick, and let's try not to own it. I want you to think about something. I want you to change your name to Happy Nick, because we don't want to put that into existence. We don't want to claim that. It's a coping mechanism. It is a coping mechanism. And, so let's say, I don't know, I'm some single woman looking to date someone and I come across Angry Nick, like that's not going to be a good husband. So it's kind of doing that self-fulfilling prophecy where it's like, no woman wants me, or why can't I keep a girlfriend, or all those kind of things. So just something to think about, is that how you identify yourself as? You might be angry, but is that who you are? Are you happy being angry, or would you like to change it? So just something to think about. So John says, ain't no party like a Diddy party. I've never been to one. I don't know. Mimi says, I'm changing soon, so I can't go. Okay. I get it. Kyle says, I like fight, fire, fun. Fight, fire, fun. Anchor is fun. I like going to jail by inmates fun. Fight, fire, fun. Is that a video game? Diddy Camp would scare me. I agree. Yeah. And then you see too, like the temptations of famous people, how they go down like the evil path. What causes that? It's just easier. We talk about like the anger issues. It's easier to just react with anger. But as we become more emotionally intelligent and have better coping skills, things start falling into place. Mimi says, you love brushing your hair. I do. I really, I've probably gone years without brushing it. But I figure I might as well. It does look silkier when I do that. So I'm just taking the opportunity. If I got to sit here for a couple hours, I'm just going to go ahead and have silky hair, give you something to watch. But I'm also trying to dry it and trying to get rid of some of the waves. So I don't really do this. I've been doing it like the last week or so, but these are the only videos on my lives. But Feel free to interact. Let me know if you want me to stay on topic. We can get back to talking about the new supply, why we feel, why am I not good enough? Long hair is pretty. Thank you. Because, we have to believe within ourselves that um, we are who we are. People might not understand who we are, but to stay true to ourselves, not to fall into their trap or to give them that power over us. Kyle says, so say, I'm sorry is a prank. I got you. Good. Okay. There we go. Mimi says, I'm so glad I found you. Yeah. And, it's weird how life works like that is sometimes right when we need somebody, they pop into our lives. So I'm glad you found me too, and Hellhammer. I said it right. What did I call you yesterday? Hellman's. Good to have you back, Hellhammer. Still sorry about that. Angry says, Kyle just limped home. You guys are so silly. But thank you for liking the live. And, I see a lot of struggles. There was a little boy on the way to school today. I'm a teacher, and he was laying in the sidewalk driveway, and there's a cop just blocking. Luckily, nobody was coming this way, but there's a cop with his lights on, standing over this boy. He's barely moving. To me, he looked like he was moving. But as he lay there, I don't know if he was hit by a car or if he had a seizure, why he was down. I'm still waiting for updates. He looked like he could have been one of our students. And people, from the updates that I've seen, people were just driving by. Nobody was helping him. And it took a long time till a neighbor finally got him some help. So when I did see him, EMS wasn't even there yet. But people are like, if you stop, then you're responsible for it. But there's times, calling 911, it's not that hard to do, or even just blocking, because he was right in a driveway, and I believe he's still alive. I don't know what happened this morning. And kind of, and that boy, he doesn't even know me unless he goes to my school. I don't know, but he's been on my mind all day. I've been praying for him. He doesn't even know me, but he touched my heart. So Mimi, there's people out there that you may never have actually met that are thinking about you, wanting the best for you. I want the best for him. I want him to get better. I want to know updates. I'm concerned about him. So it's amazing. You'd be surprised how many people have compassion and love for you. Kyle says, I am PW. What does PW stand for? And is this a trap? I don't know, Angry. I don't know I don't think so. I didn't see any blood. But he was laying on the ground. It's like the 6th most dangerous city in Michigan. So it could be. So all jokes aside, I don't think it was, though. Mimi says, I found out that I was numb in counseling. Yeah. And what did your counselor say? Because that's a defense mechanism. I told you guys that I'm a burn victim, and I completely shut that out. I can't access it no matter how much you tell me. I remember certain things like the temperature and where I was, what I was wearing, but numbing is like your body trying to protect yourself, where we say we don't care. But if we can process it, to be angry about things, that's part of the grieving process. We don't want to get stuck. She's just concerned. Yeah. Mustard says, can you describe in detail? Nope. You guys are so silly. But Christian is here. Thank you, It, for liking the live. And as far as being numb, it is a coping mechanism, just like shutting out that burn incident. So Angry, he's just being inappropriate. But why are we numbing it? What is it that we need to process? Because we're probably upset. Either we feel nothing has worked to get through to this person. So, sometimes we have to either understand the person is just not communicable, or we need support in other ways. But, you know, it's almost like if you think about it, something should be addressed. Just like when your body goes into shock, it's almost like your mind's going into shock. I'm overwhelmed, I'm shutting down. And maybe we can assess, do we have ADHD? Do we need to process things different? There's ways that we can show self compassion, do the certain things that we need to get through. But yeah, it's one of those things. I was reading something about Christina Applegate today, and she was talking about her MS and how she had these symptoms for quite a while. At first, it started with numbing in her toes, and then she let it go for a couple months, and she started like her knees buckling, and somebody suggested that she go and get it checked out. But sometimes the things we're going through are a process. We might not know, but they're like warning signs. So going numb and processing your emotions, you got to think about it too. I'm hoping that you have a beautiful future ahead, but there's steps that we have to do to make that happen. And you're going to have a difficult time with relationships if you're numb. So you might be scared to be vulnerable. There are things that you've shared with me. You definitely will be able to get past this. I definitely believe that. But numbing is a trauma response. So we got to be careful we don't carry that through our lives, because we're going to start to be like a dismissive avoidant or have anger issues. There's going to come a time where it just kind of explodes. I don't know if I have ADHD. Would Angry Nick says I have ADHD. There's some traumas that go along with ADHD to where you feel like and autism. Okay. So you have ADHD. Yeah, and there's different ways that you guys communicate and different ways to process your emotions, different support that you need from people. And let me see what this is. Everett, good to have you here. Thank you for the compliment. So what is your guess? If you had to guess, not that you're a therapist, I know you're still young, but would you guess that you have ADHD? Because sometimes we can kind of tell. And it might just be like a tendency towards it. But if you guys like to stockpile stuff, if you have that paralysis where it's difficult to get motivated to finish projects, where you kind of bebop between different things, you either like to start projects and not finish them, you get super pumped up and then super not. And then it can cause others to be frustrated because they don't understand it. Did I read your profile yet? I don't read them while I'm doing the lives. I don't read them while I'm doing the lives. That's too much. Did you read mine? So how do you guys feel about that? ADHD can be overwhelming sometimes. So there are ways to handle it and get you some peace. You tell people. It's good to tell people, because then they can understand. What's the biggest problem you've had, Angry, for telling, like when you say you tell people you have ADHD and autism, which is good? Or are you saying sometimes autism, those people sometimes aren't filtered as much. And hi, Mom. Good to have you here. I'm trying to log into Facebook, but I had a pretty good day. We should have another tutor coming tomorrow, which will relieve some of the stress. We had 3 tutors last year. We only have 1 right now. One's supposed to come back tomorrow, and hopefully in about 2 weeks, another one's coming back. We have one transfer over to the middle school, and we're like a lot of the schools in my city have shut down because of the heat wave. We have air conditioning, so I think I'm going to school tomorrow. How was your day, Mom? And Mom, are you still here? Type yes, and then I want to tell you something. Angry says I can eat cheeseburgers and fries, and people don't understand why. Maybe I have ADHD. Are you still here, Mom? I want to tell you something. Mimi says, I don't know, just hate feeling like this and numb. That's probably, and I can't diagnose you, but maybe it's that like ADHD paralysis or a tendency for that, where you just get overwhelmed, so you just shut down. That could also be depression. Um, Barbie glasses. That's right. I'm a Barbie girl. So Banthar says, cool. Thank you. I got so many different colors, but yeah, I got some Barbie glasses. Mom, I was going to tell you something. She popped in. Did you like the live, Mom? I don't see that like. Feel free to show me some love. But, once we understand ourselves, we can kind of understand what's going on. And not to be silly, but we were talking about, female menstrual cycle, where sometimes you're like, what is wrong with me? All of a sudden you're like, oh, okay. I just had to go through this. Sometimes it just lets you know like what's going on and that there's nothing wrong with you. We just got to try to cope with it and learn how to maybe ease some of the symptoms. There's different needs that you might have, such as being orderly or organized or breaking things down into little projects to where we don't feel so overwhelmed. And Jackie is here. And thank you. So, Mimi, does it seem to happen? Now, we just started the new school year too. Did it get worse when you started the school year? Or happy? Yeah, it's important to be happy. I agree. And, there's different steps, just like the food, when we start being mindful of the food that we put into our bodies, we have to be mindful about the thoughts that we allow to go through our mind. And it did get worse. And that makes sense. There might be some ADHD going on, or like I said, tendencies, or just being a little afraid, which is normal. It's normal to get anxious. It's a coping mechanism to shut down. It's easier to want to sleep all day than to go and face strangers or not knowing what your teachers are going to be like. So it's easier to avoid it than to face it. But you're missing out on life when that happens. And that's why you are what you eat. Very good. I agree. It makes a difference. It does make a difference. Yeah, it needs to be balanced. Like I went through a stage where I didn't like eating meat when I was like a teenager, and I didn't do it right. I got pretty sick from protein deficiency. So sorry, I'm still getting better. Panther says anxiety. Chris Brown sings that song. Y'all should check that out. I don't know if I've heard that one. I know who Chris Brown is. Does it give him advice in it, or does he just kind of talk about what anxiety is about? Panther says, and I talk too quick. Panther says there's a saying about what you just said, but I can't say it on here. Oh, okay. Well, thank you. Thank you for not getting me restricted. I appreciate the respect with that. And Dustin is here. So I just wanted to check in with you guys. But yeah, it's about anxiety. I'll have to check it out. I'll definitely have to check it out. I wish there weren't so many copyright rules. It'd be nice to kind of just, turn that on right now so we can all listen to it. But Bantha says, I'm not sure. It's like a boost your mood kind, I think. Okay. So it might be worth listening to. I haven't heard it, but 55555 is here. Nice to have you. So I'll talk to you guys for a little bit longer. I do have school tomorrow, so I can't stay up too late. Have I ever been pregnant? Yes, I do have a daughter. I've had a couple miscarriages too. One was life-threatening. Had to get blood transfusions and everything. It was terrible. I was passing like clots this big every 2 to 3 minutes. Skinny is the new. So yeah, it was terrible. Having to have blood transfusions. It was the most peaceful I've ever been. I was sad about the loss. I was also worried about my daughter, but I've never felt peace like that. And I don't have any kids, but I want a boy and a girl. And yeah, and a wife, obviously. Yeah, you kind of need a woman to help with that. Hello, Phil. Thanks for joining in. You see above Ellie Schuller. That's my mommy. You just missed my mom. She joined in. And how's it going for you today? We've been talking about lots of different things. And congrats. Oh my gosh, Casey. Thank you so much, my number one. Thank you for the rose, and I appreciate that. 50% of the live goal completed. Casey, that's very generous. I appreciate that. Oh my gosh. Yeah, saving up for a new 80%. Holy smokes. Woohoo. You're awesome. That is definitely appreciated. Thank you so much, Casey. Oh my goodness. You are number one. I appreciate it. So many roses. I know, isn't that fantastic? Look at that. So just so you guys know, I cannot log into Facebook right now. It says, you're enough if no one told you today. Wishing you good and money, energy, all 2024 and beyond. That is so positive. Thank you. And, a lot of us need to realize what our worth is. Our worth is a lot of it comes from within, what we believe about ourselves. So, Casey, you are amazing and perfect statement for this conversation right now. Bear with me as I just hit a couple buttons, but check it out. 125, 26, 27. Hello, beautiful. Thank you for the compliment, Bobby. Good to have you here. You guys are so sweet. Man, if I could do this every day, I would love to retire and just talk to you guys all day long. I am here for you, and I love hearing how your days are going. Angry says you can't put the same poles. Look at them, Casey. It's still going. Okay. So Nick says you can't put the same poles of two magnets together. Yeah, there's certain things set up a certain way for a reason, is what I believe. So, yeah, there's a balance to things. We got a little spiritual in a couple of the other ones, but Casey, oh my gosh, even over my goal. Casey, thank you so much. That is fantastic. So appreciated. What am I doing? Be the first. You mean a lot to me. That's not what I want. Go live. I'm still learning this, but bullseye. Yeah. There we go. Okay, so let me just edit this real quick. I've been doing lives for, what is it now? 2 weeks on TikTok, and just kind of learning it as I go. So I appreciate that. If you guys can tell me right now, does that cover up my screen? I don't think it does. I think you can still see me, but I don't know what to talk about. So when you're talking with people, is that what you mean? Like when you're starting different conversations? It's kind of good to, kind of keep up on like some current events, if that's what you're talking about. Sometimes even just break the ice, asking somebody directions or complimenting them on something, or just saying hello. I know I used to be super shy, and I forced myself to say hi to 3 people every day. And I had to do one thing every day because I was shy. So whether it was walk to it was like a 7-Eleven, and whether I just walked there and back, or walked my dog, or ran around the block, or met up with friends, or tried something new, or I forced myself to do one thing a day and talk to 3 people. And it wasn't deep conversations. It was just like, hi, or I like your dog, or do you know what time it is? So it got me to talk to people, because I used to be so shy that my mom would be like, go ahead and order some pizza. I'll go ahead and pay for it. Just call, tell them what you want. And I was like, I'll cook something. Like I was too shy to even talk to somebody who could not see me, was not going to be the one delivering the pizza. My brother or whoever probably would have opened the door, but I was too shy to even make a phone call. And that'll hold you back. So there are times that we don't want to enable. And that's part of growing up. So that's how I did it. I kept a little journal about what I did, and that kept me on track. Phil says that rain is kind of wet, isn't it? A lot of times. Talking about my fluffy hair. I just got out of the shower. Yeah, it's hot and humid here. We're closing a lot of schools in Michigan because of the weather. It's too hot. We have air conditioning at my building, which is nice, but it kind of sucks because they're not going to close my school, I don't think. Mimi says, yeah, I just don't know what to say. And trust me, I ain't shy. So it's just part of growing up, part of learning things. And, Angry says, hi, why are your eyes so close together? There's the angry Nick. So, I want you to have a good life. And I don't think my eyes are so close together, but who knows? Because I don't need them out here. But either way, we were talking about that. Just say hi to me or ask a question or interact because I'm not going to be hurt by what you're saying. But, I hope, Nick, for your sake, that we deal with the anger in a different way. A lot of times people want to say something, they don't know what to say. So they say something off the cuff. But if I was somebody who took it a little bit more to heart, you would lose a friend over those kind of things, and maybe you see that way. Maybe to you, especially if you are autistic, you might see it as my eyes are too close. And like I said, I'm not going to be upset about what you said, but now you say, just kidding. Oh my God, beautiful blue. So it's just a life lesson. Can I ask how old you are, Nick? And David says, absolutely gorgeous. Thank you so much. Eyes are perfect. Thank you. And even if they aren't, we have to realize there are some things that people can't change. If there's something that we can change, maybe comment on it in a nice way. But, why make somebody self-conscious over something they can't change? What's the point in that, just to make somebody feel bad? And when we start making people feel bad, we're putting angry people into our own society. We have to remember that. So, and David, thank you for the smile. Mimi says, my age. Were you 16, 17? Something like that. I don't know. David, thank you for the follow. So I was talking to Nick as far as the age. Zeus. So, Phil, what was your day like? Look how fluffy my hair is, though. It is definitely. Thank you for the love. And we go through different stages in life. I know for me, I was a little too sheltered. So there were some struggles I had later in life. You are not 12. Mimi says, yeah, about to be 17. So we're going to have to do your birthday. Remember, I do birthday little candles so you can have a wish. 47 here, 54 here. So good to have you. Talking about the rain, there's a new hurricane coming, is what I heard. It should be by Sunday, I think. I think it's somewhere by Honolulu, if I remember it. I just keep the news on all the time and I just walk past it. Is this working? Oh my God. Hi, Heavenly. I love seeing you guys return. And I love the new people too. And thank you so much for, we already reached the goal. It's my hope to grow this. So, I can spend more time with you guys. Yes, your birthday. Yeah, Mimi. And Heavenly, it has been a while. Don't stay away so long. I know I've been logging on late. I can't keep doing it this late. Isabella is here. I like that name. Is it Isabella or Isabella? But Top Cat joined. I'm going to follow you. I hope so. I'd love to have you back in the chat. And thank you. You did. I appreciate that. You do you. Exactly. And, what are we going to do? I have a little birthday celebration where David, you guys are awesome. Check it out. More donations. You just got the #1 gifter badge. Holy smokes. Thank you. I appreciate that. Very generous. Thank you. I will sing you happy birthday. I have my little birthday candle here, and we'll just take a moment to celebrate you. So that's what we do on these birthday celebrations. It started with Mimi, a viewer, And yeah, I just like celebrating my people. So you have a lot of followers. How many followers do you have? How do you get your followers? Do you do live chats? Do you do videos? Um, Go ahead and plug what your channel is about. Spread the love. Oh, you're so sweet. Yeah. So when is your birthday? I know Saturday I might have like a swim party. So I don't know what time I would be on, but um yeah, I try to go on every night for a little bit. I'm going to start posting or keeping it consistent right now with just coming out of the hospital and starting the new school year. I'm not up to committing to a time, but I am trying to come on at least once a day, 2 months. Okay. David says I'm fairly new, don't have many followers. David, what is your channel about? I love hearing about what your channels are about. Mine deals with a lot of it is like mental illness, mental health, healthy relationships, how to deal with toxic ones, when you should leave, when you should stay, what it does to your brain, your mind, and how to cope. So yeah, tell me what you guys also what you guys would like to hear about. I did start expanding my YouTube channel out, which I share with you guys too, but I started expanding it out to different types of mental illness. Just like in this chat, we have somebody with autism and ADHD. So, if we're focused on our narcissist, I get it. They're not always narcissists. They might have tendencies. Hi, Randy. Thanks for popping in, and feel free to say hello. It helps with the algorithm getting more people in here. The more you guys like and comment, the more it helps. But Randy's been a good support. And yeah, eventually I'll get a little bit more consistent. I just got to get past being so exhausted. Chris is here. And so as far as Saturday, I don't know. It's supposed to be super hot, so we're probably going to enjoy the lake. Does anybody have any plans for Labor Day? Am I a nice teacher? Yes, I am. I have some really good kids though. And it's easier to be a nice teacher when, I teach foreigners and they have a different upbringing and they're a lot more respectful. It's a lot easier. So, sometimes too, when we give a little bit of respect, we get a lot back more. It kind of helps both sides out. Angry says, no, I'm 21, not 12. LOL. Yeah, I had a feeling you were somewhat young. Um, and, but yeah, our brains don't stop fully developing until we're about age 26. What kind of foreign? I teach English as a second language. I have a lot of Burmese, Arabic, Swahili, French, from Africa, Mexico, Cuba, Puerto Rico, and all that kind of stuff. Lori is here. But yeah, we have, like some Muslim girls too, and their culture is a lot different too. But there's still some Americanized ones. Mike is here. Nice to have you. We're just doing a little chit chat before I hit the sack. I came home and went straight to bed. I'm still struggling. I teach the whole world. Exactly. Angry says, I'm Cherokee Freedom. So Asio? Is that Asio? Asio? I don't know how to say that. I live in a part of Michigan that has a lot of Native American stuff. I always wanted to be Native American. I don't know why, but OCO. Oh, okay. OCO. Does OCO mean hello? What does OCO mean? There's one guy who is Native American. I don't know if he's Cherokee though. He does some videos, and I can't recall the words. OCO. Maybe he does. I don't know. It means until we meet again. I love learning languages. Now, is that only Cherokee? So you would have to say that to another Cherokee. And Heshan? It went so quick. Kim is here. And Mimi, thank you for liking the live. What are you up to today, Mike? Tell me how your day is going. And I was saying that, yeah, they might shut down school for tomorrow. which they've never done that for heat. I worked in Florida and there was no air. The poor kids, I had to teach all subjects. So I was even teaching them gym out in the super hot heat. I felt like it was abuse. They were just sweating so bad. Angry says there is no word for goodbye in Cherokee. Oh, I like that. I think I did hear that. Yeah, until we meet again. Mimi says, I'm about to go to sleep. I'm tired. Good night. Please check up on me tomorrow. I will. I will. And talking about that, I hate to cut it short, but I do need to get some sleep too. So if you guys would like to do a topic request right now, I'm going to do one video probably before I go to bed. We believe in reincarnation. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, reincarnation. And the only question I have about reincarnation is why is it such a clean slate when we come back? I know they got the deja vu a little bit here and there. And then, they talk about learning lessons. It'd be nice if reincarnation is true that you could carry some of the wisdom, because that'd be fascinating. If we keep, carrying our math skills and like on and on and on, that'd be pretty cool. But we'll talk more about that. I'd like to hear more about that. So lots of love to you guys. I am going to log off so I can get some sleep. Much love. All right. Love to you guys. And Mimi, I want to hear about tomorrow. You come back as a different animal. Oh, okay. So that would make sense why you don't have the same memory. I don't know too many tigers that are doing math. All right, guys. Lots of love to you guys and have a fantastic day tomorrow. Stay cool in the heat and I'll see you guys soon. Thank you, Mike.